step is RSVPing to the event on our website. And so I'm going to put a link in the chat that some of you may have clicked already. Some of you may not have clicked already. If you haven't clicked this link to RSVP to the event, I'd ask you to do that now. It may have been shared with you previously. And if you need to click it at another time, that's fine too. But I just wanted to make sure you all had that here in Zoom. And so when you click that, if you don't have an account with us, you'll be asked to create one for free. And then you'll be able to access the event. All you need is a free account with us to use navigation for this event. That's a free benefit that that WRT provides because they have a special account with us. If you wanted to navigate a route that didn't belong to the event, you would be asked to upgrade to a paid subscription. So that paid subscription would enable you to do things like downloading and navigating other routes outside of the event offline to the mobile app. It would allow you to use some advanced route planning tools on our website. It would be able to allow you to use some things like a heat map, which is a way to visualize where other riders are riding if you wanted to end up planning your own routes rather than just using the routes that belong to this event. And so I'm gonna pull up my screen now, and I'm gonna click that link, or I'm gonna put it into my toolbar. So when I click that, here's what I see. I see that I've RSVP'd. If I didn't have an account with Ride with GPS, or if I wasn't signed in, I would be asked to create an account or to log in, but I'm a user, I'm signed into our website, and so this is what I see. I also just got an email from Ride with GPS saying that I've RSVP'd, and it'll give me some steps. I'll show you this email here. It'll walk me through some steps to use everything, but I'm going to show you everything that's included in this. So you'd be able to go back and reference a lot of what what I will talk about. So, oops. So I can click continue to event and view all of the routes in the event. And so I see each day listed, just like that screenshot that David shared earlier. I can click through each route and view them. And I can even here at the bottom show all on map, and I can get a full overview of each route that's included with the event. So you can expect to be riding all of these or most of these in a few weeks. Now I'm also able to look at individual routes in a little more detail. So when I'm on this event page on our website, I can select a route like I've done here and click go to route. And when I do that, I will see this view, a little more detail. You'll see the elevation profile. You'll see, let me choose that. You'll see points of interest. So these are places along the route that you can expect to find a tiny treat or a tiny hub. Lots of tiny things here. Or the corner store. So these are all points of interest. You'll be able to see these on the app too, and we'll get to that in a little bit. And so another nice thing is that we do break down what is paved and what is unpaved. So here on the left column under surfaces, we'll see that it's partly paved, a little bit unpaved. We'll also notate that on the route line itself, this solid red line is paved, and this dashed red and white line is unpaved. Same on the elevation profile here. Now, if you've RSVP'd already, or if you do in the future and you're on our website, you can always access this event page without having to click that invite link that I posted in the chat or you've been emailed before. So I'm going to go to my homepage on Ride with GPS. So this is what I see each time I open our website. And I can click dashboard here. And when I scroll down, I see under events, Great Waterfront Trail Adventure. So I'm back to this page. So I'll see it listed again when I'm on dashboard, and I'll scroll down to events. I'll also see it under calendar. I can click ahead to August, and again, see here, these 6 days where I'll be riding. So a couple ways to get back to this page so you can reference the event and its routes. So let's move on to the app, since that's where you'll be able to navigate these routes. So here on the screen now is my phone, and this is our app open to view live. So now that I've RSVP'd to this event, in the center of the screen, you see this event option, and I can tap that and see my upcoming event, the Great Waterfront Trail Adventure, and I can select it. So here, just like on the website, I can view individual routes. I can tap on those points of interest to see detail about them. I can swipe up to see more information. See, there's a description here in this text, and I can see some text written about this individual route. I can tap the elevation profile and tap again to see where on the route line a certain point is. So maybe I want to see where this highest point is. I know it's pretty flat around here, but this is the highest point on the route, and then you'll see that indicated on the map by this blue dot. Or if you wanted to see how far into the route to, this park. Tap back. Another nice thing is changing map style. So at the bottom of the bottom left corner of the map, you'll see the square, and I can change from our normal map to our satellite map to see a little different detail, a little different view. Or again, change to any other of these map styles. An important thing is making sure that these routes are offline. So what offline means is that these routes and all of the information included with them is saved to your phone, and you don't need cell service to use it. So you could have your phone in airplane mode, you could be totally out of cell range, and you'd still be able to view the maps, get navigation. So when you're told to turn from the app, and know when you've gone off course, and we would tell you. So the easiest way to get all of these routes downloaded offline at one time is here from this event page. In the upper right, there's these 3 dots. I'll tap that, and I'll tap download all. And when I do that, it starts saving the maps, and you'll see the progress bar here as it is loading each one by one. I'll need to keep my app open while it does this to make sure that everything is saved offline completely. And so it'll take just a few minutes. I can leave this page as long as I'm still on our app. I can continue to download the routes offline. I'm going to tap home again in the bottom left, and I'm back at the event page. So on day one, when you're ready to ride, you save the routes offline. If you didn't save them offline already, and you wanted to save just one route offline instead of all of them, you can tap save. And then instead of here, it says go to downloads. Since I already have this saved offline, that's the option I get. If I hadn't previously saved it offline, it would say download offline. So I would tap that. But when I'm ready to ride, I can tap navigate in the bottom left, that orange button. I'm not anywhere near that route, so I'm not going to tap it, but I'm going to show you a different route that I'm a little closer to. So I'm going to go back to our library. I'm going to go to Saturday. So here's a route that I'm closer to in Oregon. So when I tap navigate, it opens up the navigation screen. It gives me this disclaimer the first time I tap it. And then I'll see the route. So I'm not right at the start of the route, and that's okay. But I'll see the route on the map, this blue line. But a nice thing about this is there's this option at the top. It says tap to route back to course. And so if I tap that, and I will, it's going to give me navigation to get from where I am now at my house to the beginning of this route. And so I suspect at the event, you'll be starting each route from a designated spot rather than having to navigate there from somewhere else. But this might come in handy. So if I tap this orange tap to route back to course, it generates a route from my current location to the nearest point of the route. So I now have this blue line to the route itself. And now I have a cue at the top telling me to turn left onto Southeast 43rd Street. And so as I approach that intersection, I would hear a chime from our app. It would say, turn left onto Southeast 43rd Street. And then as I approach the next intersection, about 10 seconds away from turning, I would hear the next cue in sequence. If I went off course, I would hear a tone. It's kind of a womp womp tone. And I would continue to hear that for about every 30 seconds for a couple minutes until it stops automatically. If you do go off course, you would see that option, that orange text at the top that I saw previously, tap to reroute. And you could tap that and we would give you a new route to get back on course automatically. You do need to have cell service for that to work. Otherwise, you could just reference the track that you've already ridden and backtrack, or use the map and find your way back onto route. But I think Joe mentioned that the route's pretty well coursed. The route is pretty well marked, and hopefully that you don't need to rely on that. But maybe you know about a nice ice cream shop off course that you want to visit, and you can use the map to get back on route. So at the bottom of the screen, I see these metrics, and I can swipe between these two screens, and there's some nice thing about this is that you can customize this if you are interested by pressing and holding on the metric that you want to change. So you can press and hold and choose any of these different metrics. You can even tap this triangle on the right side of the screen and make it full screen, or tap the orange arrow to make it small again. Above that on the right side, there's this box that you can tap to make the map full screen if you don't want the metrics. Or then above this is the compass, where it's either north up or heading up. So north up would always be pointing north, heading up would be whichever direction you're going, you would be going towards that. At the bottom, you can tap elevation to see where you lie on the elevation of the route. Maybe you'd see that you're at the top of the climb, ready for a nice descent. Same with the cue sheet. So you can see individual turns, and you can tap on those to see where they are on the route. When I'm done riding, I can press and hold the pause icon at the bottom of the screen and either finish or resume. If I'm done riding for the day, I would tap finish. If I want to keep this recording that I did, I can tap save. Everything else is optional. The title, the description, the photos. But you can add photos. If you took any on your phone throughout the day, we would be able to add those to your ride recording. We would put location markers of where those photos were taken. Pretty nice. If you don't care about the ride recording and you want to delete it, you can scroll down and tap this red delete, and it would go away. You would still have access to the route, but not the recording that you recorded, not the ride that you recorded. So back to our offline, where our routes were saved, downloaded. You can see now, since I've kept the app open, everything is saved, and I'd be able to put my phone airplane mode, no cell service, and still be able to access each of these out in the woods. So that's what I have prepared. Do you have any questions about using our website or using our app or any other aspect of Ride with GPS?
I've got a question. If I have it, if I have it saved, can I run it with data off, but still cell phone on?
Yes. You can.
That way I can save on the battery on the phone. I find that.
Yeah. Putting your phone in airplane mode, it would save a lot of battery. You can also turn off cell data individually. I'll show you on my phone. If you have an iPhone, here's how you can do it. I've heard reliable, good things about having cell data off, but not in airplane mode. So this green antenna, that's cell data. I can still receive phone calls. I can still receive SMS text messages. I wouldn't be able to check my email. I wouldn't be able to FaceTime my mom, but I would still have access to phone calls and simple text messages, rather than airplane mode, which would be no connection to anyone.
Yeah, I think
So,
I found that when you do that, you save on the battery.
yeah, yeah. Airplane mode or turning cell data off is a great way to save battery. Having the routes saved offline is a great way to save battery too, if you were going to keep your phone not in airplane mode, since if it's saved offline, it doesn't, our app isn't asking the cell towers, I need this information. And each time your phone asks for information, it uses battery. So, but the number one thing to save battery, number one, is keep your screen off. Your screen uses the most battery out of anything on your phone, regardless of the app. And so if you have your phone mounted on your handlebars, you can keep the screen off. And when you're navigating on our app, you'll hear a notification and you'll see a notification on the phone screen, and it'll light up temporarily and then it'll go dark. So you don't need to keep your phone screen on all the time. And that's the best way to save battery. I've done some pretty long bike rides just with my navigating from my phone, and phone in airplane mode, route downloaded offline, and pretty good way to minimize battery use is just keeping the screen off as much as possible.
So Alex, we have a number of questions coming in. One, can you repeat how to get turn-by-turn directions, please?
Yeah, I can. So here on the app again, if you've RSVP'd to the event, which is that link I shared, that allows you to have turn-by-turn voice navigation. And on the event, all you need to do to get that navigation is to tap this orange navigate button. And once I approach the first turn or the upcoming turn on a route, you would get a chime, and the phone would read out that navigation cue. So it's hard for me to show you that when I'm tied to my computer at my house, a long way from you. But let's say, for example, if I was located where this green icon is, and this lodging, I would get a cue chiming from my phone telling me when to turn next. I hope that answers the question.
I think so. And then how do we download the app, and from where for the iPhone? That's the RSVP. Yeah.
So our app is available on iPhones and Android phones. It's free to download. You can find it on the App Store or the Google Play Store by searching Ride with GPS. And you can download it there. So it's available on your phone.
Alex, when you RSVP, does it take you to the app to download, or no?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
When you RSVP, if you don't have an account with us, you'd be asked to create one for free. And then when you do download the app, you can use that email address and password that you created on our website. You can use that to log in on the app, and they're connected. So if you do one thing on our website, it'll appear on the app.
Okay, Donna, you had a question? You want to unmute?
Okay, thanks. I'm new to GPS, but I've just been using it for the last 3 days. I'm actually on a Velo Quebec trip. So I'm looking forward to using it on the Great Waterfront Trail. The first 2 days, everything was really smooth, but today I noticed that I wasn't getting the verbal cues. Um, so I really missed having that. So I'm not sure why they disappeared for most of the day today.
It's hard to say without looking at your tour. It might be an issue with some phone settings. It could be an issue with the route you were trying to navigate itself.
Okay.
I would encourage you to write into our support team, and they would be able to look at this closely. So their email address is info@ridewithgps.com, and they're a really helpful group, and they would be able to kind of dig in a little deeper than I could right now here on Zoom.
Okay, thanks very much. It did work really well for the first 2 days, and I really liked using it. So thank you. I'll see how it goes tomorrow.
Yeah, you're welcome. I hope it works. I hope it works on day 4.
Thank
Thanks.
you.
5.
Thanks, Donna. It's also helpful to hear how somebody's transitioning to it. Ray asks about, do you need data? Do you mind reviewing what you need data for and what you don't need data for?
You don't need data. So if you've downloaded the routes offline, like I did, your phone doesn't require data to navigate and to access anything. So it's best to, if you want to minimize data use, download the routes when you're at home, connect it to Wi-Fi, and then when you're ready to ride, put your phone into airplane mode like I have here, or make sure your cell data is turned off if you want it to be able to receive phone calls. Otherwise, you don't need data when you're navigating. Everything is stored on your phone. Your phone has a GPS sensor in it, and the GPS sensor is free to use. It's in unlimited amount. It doesn't cost you anything to use GPS, and it works everywhere.
Bill Abbots wants to know if you can download the routes to a Garmin.
Yes, you can. If you are a Garmin user, you can download routes from our website. So here I can click Go to Route. And I would click More, Export as File. And then I would download a FIT file or a TCX course file. And that file would save to my computer. After this, I would plug in my Garmin and add it to my new files folder. I'm going to add a help page to our chat so that Bill, you can see these steps in full, and anyone else who wants to add to a Garmin.
That's great. And I'll make sure that I share some additional resources that you've shared with us as well, Alex. Okay, so that's great. Julie from Boston has a suggestion about a battery pack. Julie, did you just want to mention how that's worked for you?
Yeah, hi. I've used, in case you never know where you get stuck or if you use too much battery, if your phone takes a lot. I have like a power pack that I put in my pack in the very front. So in case I do need extra charge, I have it there. Like, so in case something happens or if your phone loses power, I always have that as a backup. as a suggestion if you're going to take a long ride.
That's great, Julie.
I had something to add to that, Marlene. You can actually get solar power packs as well, which make your life a little bit easier.
So smart.
Yeah.
Me.
Jim Boat was going on and on about his solar pack. So yeah, thanks, Joe. I'll get to Brad's question, but before that, there's a Wahoo element. Can you upload to a Wahoo element, Alex?
Yes, you can. Also, I'll add a help article to our chat for Wahoo too. That process is a little different than Garmin. With Garmin, like I showed, you have to export a file from our website. With Wahoo, you're able to sync all of this wirelessly. The important part there is on the Wahoo app, syncing your Ride a GPS account and your Wahoo account. Maybe you've already done this. But then once you have synced those two, which we cover in that help article that I shared, you need to make sure that the route is pinned like this. So when a route is pinned, it's able to sync to your Wahoo.
That's great. Another question, can you save your ride and have it upload to Strava?
Yes.
So,
So on our website, you can visit your profile icon, like here in the upper right. I can click settings and connected services. And I can click connect with Strava. And when I do that, whenever I record rides on Ride with GPS, they would be pushed to my Strava account.
very good.
So you only have to record it in one place and it would go to your Strava.
That's excellent. So the last thing that I have in the chat is somebody having difficulty. It's Brad having difficulty with the RSVP. It's asking me to change my password and then try again. Brad, are you still having that problem?
Yeah, like because when I get on my Ride with GPS, I go to like the library, like there's nothing there, and then I went to offline and it says upgrade to go to offline. So it's asked me to upgrade something. I don't know, but I don't think the RSVP worked because I thought if I went to the library, I would see my rides, right?
You wouldn't see your rides, right, Alex? The RSVP will give him access to the GWTA with a free.
Yeah, the GWTA rides.
Mhm.
Oh,
That's
sorry.
what I mean. Sorry.
Okay.
If you tap home in the bottom left,
Yeah.
do you see the events icon?
No, I just got app overview, record a ride, plan a ride, or add friends.
Okay. Can you tell me your email address? And if you don't want to, we can.
Yeah, it's Bradley Wayne Hill 67@gmail.com.
Okay.
Alex, I can also send it to you. I can put the two of you in touch.
I have it.
Oh,
I have. And
oh my gosh, you are a super spy.
and I RSVP'd for you. So now you can access those routes. So if you refresh the app or tap home again, you should
Okay.
see that blue event icon.
Ah, I do. Okay.
Magic.
Great. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
We are Sally Hewitt. Do you want to go into Sally Hewitt and also do the same thing?
Sure.
Sally, what's your email?
It is SHEWITT@simpatico.ca. Can I put it, should I put it in the chat?
Nope, I found you and your
Okay.
RSVP.
The first one is, how do you pin an address that you want to navigate to?
So in the app, that is something that is available to paid users. So this isn't something that's included with being an event participant, but you are able to plan a route on our mobile app or on our website. So here on the app, on this row of icons on the far left, I see planner, and I can tap that. And I can tap at the top, search location. So I'd want to start at my current location, and I'll tap start route here. And then I can either tap on the screen to where I want to go, and it would generate a route for me. Or I could type in a location, let's say, and then route to here. And then I have a route that I can navigate like I could with the event route. So this would be, like I mentioned, outside of what's included with your event participant, or your being an event participant, but it is available on our app outside of that. So here I could tap finish and navigate, and straight away from here, I can navigate to that bookstore that I entered.
Alex, can participants edit, once they download a map, can they edit an event map to include something they want to do that isn't part of the program?
Yes, they could. That would be easiest on the website. Depending on what you want to add, it might not be included with your free capabilities.
Right.
Any route that you edit would not be able to be navigated for free. You could if you did have a subscription with us. But so for example, day one that we're looking at at the screen now, I can click more, open in route planner. And here on our website's route planner, I can change it. Maybe I know I want to take a detour on in a certain place. I want to go over here. I'm gonna take a little more roundabout way. I can do that by clicking and dragging on the route line like this. I could even drop in my own icon. And I can add in my own icon. And when I'm done editing it, I'll click save. And I'll save it as this. And I'll save it as a new route. So now that's saved to my account.
Okay.
And when I go back to my phone, and my library, here at the very top is that route that I just modified.
Excellent. That's great.
This version. So you can, it might require a subscription depending on what you want to do. But yes, it is possible.
That's great. And I guess Brad is still having a problem. It's asking him for an upgrade for voice activation. Is voice activation the same thing as an audio navigation?
Yes, it is. If you're trying to navigate any route that doesn't belong to the event that I helped you RSVP to, then you would be asked to upgrade.
Okay.
If you're trying to download or navigate any of the routes that belong to the event, then you shouldn't see that upgrade prompt. If you'd like, Brad, if you'd like to hang back so we can make sure that you're set, I'm happy to help you.
Sure, I can hang back.
Okay. Excellent. Well, everybody, I want to thank you, Alex, so much for